So I'm incredibly excited now to introduce to you Verena Hubertz. Verena Hubertz must have an incredible last 3-4 days behind her. She warm congratulations from our side. She has just been elected to the parliament, the German parliament, past Sunday. Congratulations to this huge success. And but she was not always a politician. And this might be very also motivating to some people of our CDTM community, because I know a lot of people talking about politics, but their focus really lays for first and on founding, on finding a startup, working in a startup, etc. And Verena has done a similar pathway. She was founder of Kitchen Story, you might know it, and now made her transition to become a politician. And I'm incredibly interested to hear from her side how this journey was, how it felt, and also how is she doing right now in this incredibly exciting times. Welcome.
Thanks for the introduction, and I'm happy to be here. It's been a couple of intensive days. So on Sunday, I got elected into German parliament. I was running in my hometown Trier, and I won the so-called Direktmandat. So you can go into parliament via a list or via winning directly. And I managed to do that after 19 years being won by the Conservatives. So I am part of the Social Democratic Party, but I'm also an entrepreneur. And that is also kind of disrupting. If you're talking about disrupting politics, I think it's very important that politicians bring different backgrounds, bring different ideas, and also entrepreneurial spirit to the challenges of our time and generation. And my life has always been around building bridges and doing things that I really believed in and still believe. So looking back, I started my own company being 25 years old. I met my co-founder at WHU, so very popular entrepreneurial business school here in Germany. And we had an idea about solving a very individual problem. You already heard about Kitchen Stories in the introduction. What is Kitchen Stories? I never really knew how to cook. And I don't know, my co-founder, she was always using video recipes or videos on YouTube, but we were missing the usability behind it. So basically step-by-step photos, shopping lists, etc. So back in the day, the iPhone was pretty new on the market. We knew, or we observed that publishers had a hard time transitioning the usability to the mobile screen or mobile experience, and we thought we can do better. Unfortunately, nobody believed in the idea of yet another recipe application, so nobody wanted to invest in a pitch deck that was all about design, usability, and content. And it was really hard to quantify why we were the right ones to do so. Long story short, we did the FFF round, Friends, Family, Fools. We bootstrapped, we started the GmbH with 25K, we sold our car, Mengting's car, my co-founder's car, and we had a young student developer coding an iPad app. Then we launched 5 months later, and Apple discovered Kitchen Stories, and we were suddenly best app of the week. We had the first 100,000 users, and then all the investors came back. Then our journey was kind of typical for a startup. So we did a couple of venture capital, business angel rounds, venture capital rounds. And in 2017, we did a semi-exit. So we didn't only want to raise money, we wanted to have somebody to not only bring money, but to help us how we can solve the problem of how do we cook in the future. So connected devices, smart fridges, personalized recipes, AR cooking, voice-based cooking. So all the HelloFresh and Amazon Fresh moving into the market, and personalization, quantification about, I don't know, I want to be told what to cook tonight. I don't want to choose between thousands of recipes. So we saw that huge trend in data and cooking and personalization and online shopping also slowly picking up. So we brought Bosch Siemens home appliances onto our shareholder cap table. And ever since then, we've been developing Kitchen Stories and now have a team of 60. I decided to quit Kitchen Stories last year in December. So I left the position of a managing director. We found a new one to now run the company for 2 reasons. I always got annoyed about politics. I felt it was really slow. I felt it was very uninspiring. I felt that all the challenges ahead of us, and talking about sustainability in the talk before, or climate change, or creating new jobs, creating the next Apple in Germany, or the next really big impactful company here, we're not really good at it because we always tend to just, I don't know, it's the German way of verwalten and not gestalten. It's about rather running things than creating things and thinking out of the box and being ambitious and being optimistic. And politics always used to be, or in my opinion, never really tackled the future in a way that we should. And then in my hometown, our local parliament member moved to Brussels. So you probably know her, Katharina Barley. She's the former Minister of Justice, now the co-head of the European Parliament, the Vizechefin. And it was for me the moment to think about, what do I really want to do with my life? So after running Kitchen Stories for the last 7 years, and having that the 2 hearts beating inside of me, namely Kitchen Stories, of course, but also that I really want to bring change and entrepreneurial spirit to Bundestag. And I've been a member of SPD, so the Social Democrats, for the last 11 years. I felt like, well, it's not only about thinking how it should be done, it's about getting things done. And it's about bringing impact to the table myself. So after many sleepless nights, I decided to leave Kitchen Stories, to move back to Trier and to run for parliament. And I'm very happy that the party chose me, because in Germany, it tends to be not that open for, I would say, applications from not having run the typical career steps in the party, which means local parliament, maybe the next steps. So for me, this is my very first political, I've always been involved in the party, so Ortsverein, but not in a local parliament. So the first parliament I'm a member of is the German Bundestag, so the most powerful parliament that we have in Germany. And one thing that is really dear to my heart and that I want to change in this legislation, and I think it will also be really likely that we will need a new solution, is a so-called Zukunftsfonds 2.0, so a state fund tackling 2 problems. On the one hand side, our retirement system, our pension funds, well, we don't really have pension funds because our German system works in a so-called Umlage-based way. So the younger generation paying the pensions for the older generation. With the German society aging, the system is not working properly anymore. So we need to put 100 billion milliarden, so I hope I didn't translate it wrong, into fixing that hole. Whereas other states, they also invest pension money in startups, on the stock market, in ETFs, so Scandinavia, Canada, the US. So we have one problem, the pension system not working anymore. We have another problem, and that is that startups in Germany do not really have enough access to later stage funding rounds. So the big funding rounds, 200, 500 million. There's a lack of money, and if there is money, it's coming from foreign VCs. BioNTech, for example, they got their last funding round from the state fund of Singapore. So we are exporting our ideas, our value generation. And I want to bridge those 2. And I want to create a pension-based future fund that will help the German society and people at all to participate in the jobs of the future. And I think we cannot accept that SAP which was founded in 1972, that they are the last digital champion coming out of Germany. So we need the next Volkswagen, the next Siemens, and that's why we need to invest in our future. And I'm very happy that Philip, who will be talking a little bit later around joint politics, they were happy enough or confident enough to invest in my idea of bringing that future fund into a party, into an overall party campaign. So normally in Germany, you have a party and a party is fighting for one thing and then the other party says, no, because you are CDU, we don't like your idea. But I think if you really want to bring change, you need to work together, not against each other. And joint politics is basically a VC investing in political ideas and bringing people together. And I invite you to check out the website. I will also post the link here. It's mission-zukunftsfonds.de. And we have FDP, we have CDU, we have René Obermann, we have stakeholders from all different kinds of views working on that idea, because I think it will be one of the most crucial things in the next couple of years to really work on our on the challenges ahead. And it will also help us to fix all these environmental challenges that we have, because we need more innovation around decarbonization and bringing new companies into our beautiful DAX. And I hope that you were able to gain a little bit of an idea of what brings me into politics. And I will, I invite you to follow me or connect me on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Instagram. And I'm very happy that I can join your panel with a little bit of a pre-input. Thank you very much.